Hey, Brooklyn Squad, what it do, y'all? Hey, good afternoon, Brooklyn Squad. Hey, Kathy B. How are you, my queen? Hi, Anita. Blessings, my queen. Okay. Hey, Todd over the bullshit. Thank you, Todd over the bullshit. Thank you. It is a good subject. Thank you. So we're gonna get right into it. Good afternoon, Brooklyn Squad. It's your girl Jay, and I'm back again with another video. So if you're new, welcome to the Brooklyn Squad crew. We're welcoming everyone with open arms. And if you've been here for a while with your girl, thank you very much. Got a lot of love for me, and I got a lot of love for y'all. I love y'all. Please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit them thumbs up. That's very important. And also, if you look where my cute little face is, I have my Cash App and my PayPal account right there. So if you would like to donate, I really appreciate it. Every little cent counts, and it goes to a very good cause. And I'm very appreciative for those that have donated to me. Thank you very much. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, my girl D. What's up, girl? Hey, Kathy B, tired over the bullshit. What's going on? What's up, Anita? Let's get right into it. I want to say, first of all, I want to say thank you for those that reached out to me. I had migraines for the last few days. I was so bad I couldn't open my eyes barely. Okay, so that's why I haven't been on. The light is I'm trying to get better with the light. I think that's a little bit better. So I haven't been on. So that's what's been going on with me. But what we want to talk about today is something that barely no one likes to talk about, right? Let's keep it real because we do keep it real on the channel, and that's human trafficking. Okay, organ trafficking, and that I'm trying to get the light going, y'all. Shit, my light thing broke, so I found a light thing. That I'm trying to work with. So just bear with me until I order my other one. Shout out for Kathy B for that. Okay. So anyway, enough for me. We know about sex trafficking, right? People talk about that, but they need to talk more about it. But it seems like talking about organ trafficking is an issue. Well, we need to talk about it because shit is real. Okay, shit gets really real out there, and I think it's very important to talk about that because you got a lot of Black people, that's our brothers and sisters, right, that is missing. I'm trying to get the light right. A lot of brothers and sisters that is missing. Hey, wipe down. We got a lot of brothers and sisters that are missing our color, right? Our color, right? So when they are found, they're murdered and their body parts are fucking missing. Their organs are missing. It happened to Jelani Day and many, many others. Let me show you something if you think I'm capping. First of all, I want to put my phone on vibrate. I don't want no one to disturb us. Whoever call, I will call them back. Thank you, Kathy B, for the shout out. I know the light is wary, but let's not get into the light part. Let's really get into what's going on. Hope this works.
When people have no money, when they have nothing else, kidneys are becoming the only form of currency available to them.
Back in 2018, Sangeeta Kashyap was looking forward to a fresh start. The offer was almost too good to be true. A stable job in Delhi with a generous salary and the dream of building up their savings and retirement fund. The day after her arrival, she was taken to a clinic somewhere in the city. She was told that her employers required a medical check. A few days later, she overheard herself described as a kidney donor during a hospital visit. Despite threats, she took the matter to the police, and her complaint was a spark that uncovered a rampant trade in human organs, involving collusion between organized criminals and corrupt doctors, police, and medical administration staff.
But a lot of these people that we would consider the tops of their organized crime rings are doctors. And they're not the ones who go out to the villages and convince somebody to sell an organ for pennies on the dollar, but they are the ones organizing this trade.
Nunca una gente que tenga dinero va a vender su órgano. Siempre tiene que ser una gente pobre.
Kashyap's story is by no means unique. Neither is the body trade a purely Indian concern. She was just one potential victim in a global industry that turns over an estimated $1 billion every year. This is the business of crime. And in this episode, we're exploring the global body trade, the ways it operates, and the risks involved for the desperate people at both ends of the deal, in what is an unregulated and often perilous market.
It's exploitation at the highest degree. So it's literally people's bodies being taken from them.
Black market organ transplants have a long and bloody history, but it's only in the last couple of decades that the issue has exploded into a global concern. And there's plenty of money to be made. A clean heart or lungs will likely set you back at least $130,000, with a liver or kidney coming in at under 6 figures. Corneas are cheapest of all, according to the same research, coming in at a mere $30,000.
Every piece of me has the ability to make money on a market. And I'm worth, if I were to sell it, probably somewhere in the order of $250,000.
This is no niche concern. It's estimated that anything between 5 to 10% of worldwide organ transplants involve illegal payment. Kidneys are the most popular, with the WHO estimating that 10,000 are sold every year on the global black market. This is a story about supply and demand, and there are very few places on Earth where the latter doesn't outstrip the former. Shortage of organs for transplantation is a constant international problem. In the US alone, thousands die every year waiting for new kidneys. Others, like China, employ even more creative solutions, such as allegedly harvesting the organs of executed prisoners.
The Chinese government says it's reformed the practice. Now they say they only recover organs from volunteers, but some say that the practice continues.
They had these, essentially organ conveyor belts where these prisoners would be anesthetized, but still conscious, and be completely harvested. They'd harvest their corneas, their kidneys, and end with their hearts. And they would just sort of like liquidate these bodies and then sell them mostly to the domestic market, but also the international market.
Transactions often take place online, with Facebook an enduringly popular marketplace. Others operate through slightly more sophisticated scams. In September 2021, Indian police arrested a Nigerian man in Bangalore. Gregory Yamade allegedly spent 3 years running an elaborate online kidney selling ring, duping poverty-stricken customers with fake websites, mocked up to resemble those of some of the country's leading hospitals.
When people have no money, when they have nothing else, they're having to sell their kidneys. So kidneys are becoming the only form of currency available to them.
Some have made the libertarian argument for the body trade. Why should it be illegal when demand is so high? Surely, with even the impoverished sellers getting what they need, it's the definition of a victimless crime? This categorically isn't the case. For many, free will and consumer choice have nothing to do with it. Many participants in the body trade are victims of human trafficking, tricked into giving over their organs for little to no pay. Appalling stories are easy to find. In October 2016, Pakistani police freed 24 people from an apartment block in Rawalpindi. They were due to be taken to a nearby hospital for forcible kidney removal after months in captivity.
The police are convinced that most of the people in that apartment were tricked and had no intention of selling organ when they arrived there. They've arrested 4 people so far, and they've charged them with offences including abducting and imprisoning people. They say they're now searching for 4 doctors who are apparently the kingpins.
Due to its secrecy, the scale of the problem is hard to assess. Naturally, few traffickers publicly advertise their organ farms. In 2018, the UN published a report detailing 700 cases of organ trafficking, which is likely a wild underestimate.
There are no statistics out there that accurately catalog how large the illegal market for organ trading is. It would be ridiculous to think that mafia groups are submitting statistical information to regulatory bodies.
The trade thrives on desperation. Egypt is another country at the front line of the body trade. Refugees make for a captive client base as they pass through on their way across the Mediterranean. Selling organs might be the only means of paying smugglers for uncertain passage.
They were targeted basically because of their financial situation and because they were less likely to report anything to the authorities.
The body trade isn't quite a straightforward tale of winners and losers. Misery certainly isn't exclusive to the sellers. Often buyers end up in hospital with complications of their own, following botched or unsafe transplants.
They're not necessarily being screened properly, or they're not necessarily being matched directly with the recipient. There's been studies done with patients who've returned from overseas having purchased a kidney, and they've had a number of health complications, so infections and poor outcomes with how they've received the kidney itself.
Exploitation runs 2 ways, a fact that illegal organ entrepreneurs are only too aware of. Desperation makes people do previously unthinkable things.
These red markets prey on desperation. It's the value of human life that's on the line.
Nobody willingly sells a kidney on the black market without seriously dire reasons. Just as surely, no one is looking to buy unless facing a grim outcome of their own. Getting rid of predatory networks, like those who try to prey on Sangeeta Kashyap, is a decent start. But the grim fact is, there's no shortage of others right behind them, ready to take their place in a world where demand for organs far outstrips the legal supply.
Well, that's not what I was really looking for, but that's okay. I was looking for something particular to that, but that's very interesting. But yeah. Let me see something. Okay, I think I have. Oh, wait a minute. Uncover video. There was something that I was looking at before, guys. I don't know if y'all can hear me back there, but I think I know where I gotta go get it. Get it. All right. Bear with me. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be showing a video on my phone because my laptop be acting up, man. I wanted to show y'all something different. It wasn't that, but I didn't want to just cut that off. But I wanted to show y'all something different. So just bear with me, please. Just bear with me. Thank you. I'll be back. You can't hear me? Can you hear? Can y'all hear me now? Hey, Doc. Or as one Shay D. Can anybody hear me? D, can you hear me? Okay. So what I was saying was I had wanted to show y'all another video. That's why I be showing videos on my phone because you see how my laptop be acting up and shit. But I'm not gonna give up though. There's another video on YouTube that I saw that was very interesting. And I want to show y'all. Just bear with me, guys. I want to show y'all on here though. I'm not on my phone. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to show it on my phone because I really want y'all to see this, and I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I wanted to see with you guys, so we're just gonna have to show it on my phone. Fuck. Damn, man. That shit pisses me off. It really does. Damn. I think it would have been great showing it on the damn thing, but here we go.
That's why black people don't like to go to hospitals. Body parts. They've been selling body parts. That's old. That's not new. That's why black people don't like to go to hospitals. They go to get their toes clipped, their fingernails clipped, and they wake up and their foot's gone. They've been utilizing the organs of black people for years, the organs and the body parts and the members of African American people, and that goes back to George Washington. There's a long time myth that George Washington had wooden teeth. We've heard that myth growing up in school. The reality is George Washington did not have wooden teeth because common sense will tell you can't put wood in your mouth. It gets wet, and wet wood is useless. What George Washington did, he had the teeth of his African slaves yanked out of their mouths, and he made dentures out of these teeth. And they're on display. His dentures are on display at museums right now. And that just goes to show the history of African people having our bodies mutilated and our members disfigured and mutilated for the betterment and benefit of the dominant society. In America, at least 2,500 black people go missing every year. At least. Never to be found again. Not killed enough. You just don't find them again. Why doesn't that number ever go down? How can you constantly have the same amount of people? Are you trying to say the same killers go out and murder the same amount of people every year? No. Somebody is taking black people off the street. There's been stories on this. Kidnapped by the government. Kidnapped by organ traffickers. Drive-by shootings is organ stealing. I'm worth $50 million and I need a kidney. You know, kidneys are pretty sensitive. You got to find somebody who really got the kidney that matches yours. You think I'm going to wait till somebody die for me to get one? If I don't get one soon, I'm going to die. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay somebody to go research people. Okay, let's go look at all the black organ donors. Let's look at all the black people who got organ donor on their driver's license, which is why I'm not a friend of that. I say, if you want to donate your organs, put it in your will. Say that if I die, this could go to my family, my relatives, my friends, or whomever. But when you put it on your license, I believe you make yourself a public target. And so what did they find? We got a guy in Los Angeles. He has the same blood type as you, same kidney type as you likely. He healthy though. He ain't likely to die no time soon. He don't know you, so he ain't gonna give you no organ for free. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna arrange a murder that makes it look like he was in a car accident. We're gonna arrange a murder that makes it look like he committed suicide. So the next thing you know, you coming out the gas station, boom, you get hit by a Mack truck. You dead, gone. You get taken to the funeral home. Your family come to the funeral. They don't know that before your body got laid to rest, a little hole was poked and they pulled your kidney out. A lot of people don't know when you get arrested or even when you get convicted, a lot of times law enforcement or police will swab your mouth for DNA. And now they have your DNA record on file. They have your genetic information on file. And you have to understand with law enforcement, a lot of times they'll sell your information to tabloids and like especially celebrities. They sell their information to tabloids and magazines and news outlets all the time. So it's not a stretch to believe that they won't use your DNA or your genetic information for nefarious reasons. You, my son, cops come by and inform me you just been shot dead. You don't have jurisdiction over that body. That's the coroner. You can't get that body till the coroner release you. So we'll get released, we go around and pick it up, and I see all these cuts and these stitches. I just thought they was doing a routine investigation, following the bed. I didn't know you took your organs. I'm in all this stress, my son is dead. Now you buried now, I can't dig you up because the court got the permission. Most of those cases is organ stealing. It's been known for a long time.
Wow.
Even back in slavery times, that black organs were considered superior genetically to other folks' organs. For example, whenever there's a transplant, okay, especially when rich folks get heart transplant, liver transplant, kidney transplant, They like white, they like black organs. We had a famous case in Pennsylvania, Governor Casey, who was one of the most racist governors who ever lived back in the late 80s, early 90s. He had a heart transplant. Guess whose heart they gave? A black person's heart. Down in Georgia, there was a case of an African-American 17-year-old kid who was found mysteriously dead at school. He died in the gym. They did an autopsy and they buried him. His family, they weren't satisfied with the results because they still wanted to know what happened to their son. They had the body exhumed, found out that his organs were missing and his body was stuffed with newspapers, and people are still trying to find answers. The officials down there in Georgia, they act like they don't know what's going on. There was another case out here in California. A young African-American man was found dead in Death Valley in the desert. All of his organs were missing. His liver, heart, lungs, kidneys, all gone. There's a case in the UK recently. A Somalian girl was brought over there for organ harvesting. They found out they were going to harvest her organs and they stopped that. There was another case in Asian couples. They went over to Africa. They adopted a black girl. 2 weeks later, she was dead. So these cases of organ harvesting are just going on all over the world, and people are being real quiet about it.
The Rodney King riots. The cops arrested 18,213 black folks. They couldn't account for 10,000 of them.
That's what happened in New Orleans. Remember when you saw those helicopters? They were picking up all them black babies and taking them up in the helicopter. And my husband and I sit down and said, we wouldn't have sent our son with them. I don't care who they was. We all died in the water together. We wouldn't have sent our baby up there. And they never got a bunch of those children back, as we all know.
Organ harvesting in Africa, it's a business. In fact, they've set up so many sophisticated places around the so-called third world where there are nations like France, England, New Zealand, Israel. All these places now are looking in the impoverished areas because mostly in these impoverished areas like Brazil, places in South Africa, right here on this continent, wherever there's poverty, there's crime. And wherever there's crime, you know there's a lot of deaths. And there's a lot of shooting.
They are killing black people for their organs. Think about it. Organs are the only commodity that people must have to live that you cannot buy in a store. So if I am sick and I need a heart, I can't buy that. And we know all the problems with the fake hearts, that they can give a pacemaker to a bad heart. But what about when the heart needs to be replaced? You got to find a match, and it ain't none on the donor list, and I'm worth $50 million, and I could care less about black people anyway? Guess what? Somebody gonna get shot in their drive-by.
Switch over to Haiti. Jean Bellerive, at the time, he was the prime minister at the time when Haiti was hit with that earthquake that killed over 130,000 brothers and sisters down there in that island. They had a report on CNN with Jean Bellerive, and he said specifically that there was organ harvesting and child kidnapping going on.
And we have already reports of a lot of trafficking, even of organ trafficking.
Of organ trafficking? Yeah.
Now, already.
Of the victims of the earthquake?
Yeah. So,
do you know that for sure?
Yeah, I know that for sure, and it was discussed in Montreal during the conference.
Ooh. Wow. Let me just see what y'all got to say up in here. I'm sorry, guys. The light is just freaked up, but trust me when I tell you, it'll be better soon. Hidden Colors. I love this series. Organ donors off my Yes, Kathy B. I took organ donors off my license. I do. I mind donating a deceased, but not before. I know that's right. Oh, you put that on your license? Yeah. Me too, Kathy. Is that Dr. Yamar Johnson? I strongly suggest if anyone goes to the hospital for any reason, put you in will not to have your organs sold or used if you mistakenly pass. Yes, they do ask you that in the hospital too. Yes, Tyler, the bullshit. That's right. We have to talk about these things. We have to be woke and aware because the shit is real. It's really happening. Hey, Cece, I see you, babe. Hey, Miss V. This is really happening. I mean, I don't mind talking about, because you know what, even like, I don't mind talking about missing people, and stuff like that. But this all ties into that too. Let's get real. This shit ties into that too. You know what I mean? I wish I could show y'all on here better, man. Shit. But I'm doing the best that I can for what I got right now. You know what I'm saying? So let's just bear with me. Remember this guy? The model?
Now look, if you still haven't claimed your
Remember the model guy that went missing? Hold on.
The fame for a docuseries called Are We Famous Yet?
The inspiration for our docuseries was simple. It was Ryan. We wanted to document his journey and become the model.
Once they hit LA, things happened quickly.
We were basically in the inner circle. We were being invited to things that we kind of just saw on television and we're like, okay, now we're here.
Then Ryan left LA, returned to New York, and suddenly was married. This is a photo of the ceremony. Next to Ryan is Real Housewife of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey. But that's not who he was marrying.
I find out on social media, Ryan has gotten married to a man twice his age. I don't even know who this is. I don't have a clue as to what's going on.
Ryan married Keith Brewster, but the marriage didn't last. And Ryan returned home to Georgia in the spring of 2013, where things got more mysterious.
He says, tell me the truth. Okay, something bad is going to happen to me, isn't it?
Then more mystery.
Wonder why he felt like that.
LA, met someone, then rented a car and drove himself to Las Vegas. Then before driving back, he called his mom.
I said, boy, you okay? He said, yeah, I'm getting ready to come home. I said, okay, what do you need? He said, I need you to go in my room and get the $100 out of there.
Ryan's mom wired the money to him. Then she received a phone call from Ryan's ex.
I said, well, Ryan went to the West Coast and told me not to tell you. He said, oh my God, his life would be in danger.
What?
Brewster never told Ryan's mom what the danger was, but it was real. Ryan's car broke down in Death Valley on the ride back from Vegas. He flagged down the highway patrol, who dropped him off at this convenience store, and then Ryan vanished. 74 days later, his mom received another call, this one from investigators who found Ryan's body.
She said, ma'am, Ryan didn't have any organs. He didn't have any eyes. He didn't have a heart. He didn't have any lungs. He didn't have any liver. And he didn't have any kidneys.
Wow.
I said, what? That sounds like somebody took my son's organs and sold them on the black market.
The autopsy report answers very few questions. The cause and manner of death, both undetermined.
Wow.
If you're looking for a causative element of death here, I think that it's an environmental death. Unforgiving conditions in the desert, 108 degrees.
Come on now.
And all that spells disaster.
Bullshit.
His organ was not damaged by animals. Not a pointy-eared, tail-wagging, four-legged, furry animal. It was a human animal or animals that did this to my son.
Yep.
So since this story first aired last night on 11 Alive at 11, there has been an overwhelming reaction on social media for more. Then he went through the autopsy report, the evidence, and the pictures from the scene with his investigators, Joseph Scott Morgan and Charles Middlestad. Together, they analyzed the case to figure out how it can be solved.
Well, let's bottom line now. Let's bottom line. I mean, it's undetermined now. Do you believe that this thing can be solved, that there can be an answer for Ryan's mom from investigators in this case as to what happened to her son?
From the scientific standpoint, I think that we've gone as far as the road can take us at this point. We've examined, they have examined the remains. Not only has a forensic pathologist examined the remains, but also a forensic anthropologist has examined the remains. There was no sign of trauma. The only thing that they note as real trauma to Ryan's remains is a skull fracture. But both the forensic pathologists and the forensic anthropologists both state clearly that this is probably a post-mortem event. That means after death, and that's as a result of the drying or desiccation that takes place in the bone. Bones became brittle. We're left high and dry. So I'd have to defer to good old-fashioned shoe leather as far as the cops are concerned with this.
I mean, we have the expert telling us we're at the end of that road as far as the scientific side. So really what it leaves...
Do y'all see this bullshit that I'm talking about right now? It's basically nothing. We're at the end of the road. The fuck you at the end of the road? Yo, y'all was at the end of the road in that desert or whatever when y'all took that man's organ. Yo, this is some crazy shit. This shit just gets me so heated. Organs all around. God, watch over us black people from this dark side. Wow.
You have a child out there.
Hold on, y'all. Oh, this is what I wanted to show y'all. A veteran dies in police custody. His body was returned to his family. Why are you all as one? I was just about to show them that just now. You looking where I'm looking as one? I was just about to show them that. Oh my God, that is so weird. Wow. I was just about to show them that. Wow. But before I show y'all that, let me show y'all this.
Transgender women may soon...
This shit gonna blow your mind. This shit is crazy.
Transgender women may soon be able to access womb transplants to have babies. The womb of a woman is the uterus, so they are performing uterus transplants, which is the surgical procedure whereby a healthy uterus is transplanted into an organism of which the uterus is absent or deceased. So this is organ trafficking. Notice that it said a healthy uterus is transplanted into an organism. Now, if black men and black women are the #1 victims of organ trafficking, doesn't that simply means that black women organs are being used so these surgeries or procedures could take place? And doesn't that also mean that black women are being killed so transgender women could have babies?
That desperate search for missing teens in Washington, D.C., nearly a dozen Black and Latina girls reported missing in recent days, and authorities are now trying to raise awareness. ABC's Lindsay Davis is in Washington with the very latest on this story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Amy. This is a storyline that primarily gained traction online, and there are those in social media who say that Tom Brady's missing jersey got more coverage than these missing girls. DC police say it's not a matter that more girls are missing. They say they're simply doing a better job of getting the word out when people do go missing. These are the alarming posts catching the attention of social media users across the country. A series of tweets by Washington, D.C. police asking to help find nearly a dozen Black teenage girls reported missing over the course of just 3 days.
All of a sudden, we saw him a lot of young females missing.
Those teens are among 38 people in total now listed as missing, some of them described as critically missing on D.C.'s Metropolitan Police site, many of them young Blacks or Latino teenage girls.
Any child gone missing, it should be known that there's a possibility this child could be.
Hundreds of concerned citizens packed an emotional town hall meeting Wednesday night, worried all these vanished teens represent a disturbing spike in crime, and question if Black and Latino girls are being targeted.
We can't go nowhere by ourselves. We can't do nothing because we have to get worried about somebody trying to take us.
But city officials explain there aren't more missing teens. There's just more awareness. part of a new effort by a police department often accused of overlooking cases of missing people of color.
I just implemented a process to ensure that all critical missing persons receive the same level of police service and media attention.
According to DC police, all 38 people currently missing walked away voluntarily, and 4 of the 8 in the initial tweet that garnered so much attention have since been located. But the concern is that those who are still missing may now be in real danger.
When they go missing, guess what? You have a child out there, and there are people in our community that will prey on those children.
The concern is if authorities don't publicize their cases, they could end up like 8-year-old Relisha Rudd. Until a few weeks ago, she was the only missing person listed on the department site after she vanished 3 years ago this month. Her mother spoke to a local station at the time.
Come back home to your mother safely and unharmed. And I love you.
Seen here just days before her disappearance,
I remember
many
that.
felt Relisha's case didn't get enough coverage. She has never been found.
That community had no idea that this was an issue that was going on in their own backyard. And by the police being transparent and putting out all missing person cases, it brings about awareness.
And many of these cases don't end up rising to the level of an Amber Alert. And that's something too, as
Right.
a sign that when Black children go missing, they simply don't get the same attention and
Right.
coverage as when white children go missing. But the police chief here points out that under the current guidelines, an Amber Alert can only be issued if it's believed that the child has been abducted or that they're in imminent danger of injury or death. Amy.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. And joining us now is ABC News consultant and former FBI Special Agent Brad Garrett and ABC News senior legal correspondent.
And that would be a problem because how would you know that extent? True as one, Jamaicans don't let children walk around alone anymore to many missing kids. MIO, the police are the abduction involved. Oh, I'm glad you said that, tired of the bullshit, because I seen an article. Oh my God, if I could find it, that'd be amazing. If I could find it. Damn. Oh, well, check this out. Undercover cops
so much more
are killing Black. Here we go. Wait. Undercover cops killing Black
And this morning, I want to come to y'all with
and
a very
organ
deep
trafficking.
subject, you know what I'm saying? That is because it's undercover police going around here committing these murders, and they're blaming that shit on the gangs. Because see, a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because a lot
let's
of
listen
these
to
gangs,
this.
They were started by the government.
Okay, now,
You know what I'm saying?
shout out to B Miles at 84 Conscious Channel. Oh, wait a minute. This is done years ago, so he probably won't mind, but I'm gonna play it. Okay.
Y'all really need to listen to, man. Like this is going to get real deep for y'all, man. And I mean, like all of my videos are deep, but I definitely want to say, like, y'all really need to pay attention to this shit. And I'm actually going to take my time, you know what I mean, not talk real fast like I usually do. And I want to come to y'all with this video, man, this morning talking about how you have a lot of these undercover cops, how they killing off Black people and they're stealing our organs. And the reason why I say that, because all of these murders that are going on in the inner city are not Black on Black crime. They're being done by police. Now, I do understand that, like some of y'all may say, well, they've been killing us, Brandon, and we already seen like a lot of these killings going on. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: one of the things you have not seen lately, you have not seen a lot of high-profile killings. Is what they're not showing you. And I actually talked to a couple of retired cops, right? And they actually told me, man, like they actually told me, man, like all of those murders in the city are not Black on Black crime. They're being done by police. Because I remember the time, like after Freddie Gray happened back in 2015, I found something to be very suspicious, right? And I'm saying to myself, shit is not adding up. Because how in the hell are you going to be having like all of these cameras all over the place? You got cops all over the place, but you got murders going on left and right, but you can't find any suspects. There were 45 murders in a month, but it wasn't no suspects. That shit right there was real fishy. And I said to myself, it is the police doing that shit. And if you ask me, that is exactly what's going on over there in Chicago, because they definitely saying that they be seeing unmarked vehicles coming up on them in the south side, and these guys be having masks on, and they be going up there killing them, and they be up there going around there killing people. Now, you mean to tell me that over there in Chicago, they dropping off crates of guns to these goddamn people? And you mean to tell me that you have a lot of these shootings going on that now? How the hell are you going to have 82 shootings in over like 82 hours, but it ain't no suspects? That shit doesn't make any daggone sense. How is there over 100 shootings and 14 people die, but you don't see any of the victims? You don't see any of the families and all that. You don't see none of them crying in the daggone streets and all that. But you mean to tell me that all of these shootings are going on in Chicago, and all of these shootings are going on in the city, but at the same time, a lot of these murders are going unsolved? Y'all gotta think about that shit. I really need y'all to think, man. I really need y'all to think about that. Like I said, over here in the city of Baltimore, back in 2015, there was 45 murders in 1 month, but it wasn't no suspects.
Wow.
I'm talking about, it was like a triple shooting, a double homicide. This person, that person, this person. 2 people got killed. What you mean to tell me they can't find none of the suspects? That is because it's undercover police going around here committing these murders, and they're blaming that shit on the gangs. Because see, a lot of, because a lot of these gangs, they were started by the government anyway. They always want to have a lot of these shooters and all of these killers going on, but they want to blame it on quote unquote gangs. Because when they use the word gangs, it's nothing but like black people that they want to classify as anyway.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And what they're doing is a lot of times they arrange all of these murders that's going on in the city, and they're blaming on the gangs. And part of the reason, you see a lot of these murders going on now. A lot of these murders are going on, and a lot of them are going unsolved. It is because I keep telling y'all, take that shit off your driver's license. They already ask you on your driver's license, do you want to be an organ donor? That right there puts you, like front and center, not even necessarily the public, but you become a target when you put that on your driver's license.
Wow.
When somebody, that is a part of the white power structure, that needs a kidney, that needs a heart, that needs a liver, that needs like all different kinds of things. It's already been said and it's already been proven that quote unquote black people got the strongest shit that it make up. We got the strongest organs on the face of the planet. That's right.
Oh.
So you best believe what they're doing is, man, they going to the inner city, man. They're committing a lot of these murders and they're getting away with it, and they're selling our organs because our melanin, that's right, our melanin, man, it is worth more than gold. It is worth $353 a gram. I'm telling you, man, and they're selling our organs on the stock market. Think about this.
Yeah, I've seen that.
How the hell, before this man passed away, David Rockefeller had 6 heart transplants.
What?
Who heart you think he was walking around in? He was walking around a quote unquote black person going on. Yeah, I'm sorry. He was going, I'm sorry, y'all. He was walking around with a black man's heart, a quote unquote black man's heart. He was walking around in his daggone body. You understand where I'm coming from? And you best believe, man, like I said, like a lot of these murders that are going on in the city, man, they already be in arrangement, and like what they're doing is that they arrange your murders, man, and they're committing a lot of these murders and they're getting away with it. You know what I mean? Like how, it's like a lot of I'm talking about, I've seen situations where I would see unmarked cars come up on me and my homeboy or other people, and they would sit there, then they would just pull off. You best believe, man, that a lot of these police officers, they are doing it, they're killing us off. You know what I'm saying? They are committing a lot of these murders. They're committing a lot of these murders, but they're doing it as undercover police in these unmarked vehicles, and they're killing us off, and they're taking our organs. Before you even go to the funeral home, I'm talking about they got to cut open your body, man, and take out all of your body parts. You understand where I'm coming from? I'm talking about before your family even goes over there. They got to go over there, man, and they're taking out your organs, man, before, you know what I mean? I'm talking about your body cut open, your liver is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like your liver is gone, your kidney is gone, your heart is gone, all of that is gone. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that is the exact same thing what happened down south to our brother Kendrick KJ Johnson when he found this young brother was rolled up in the gym mats.
Oh,
and
yes.
all of his organs were gone. You understand? Because like how in how in the world, like in particular over there in Chicago and all that, you feel me, that they call Chirac. You got 776 murders in murders in the city, but you can't find any suspects. You mean to tell me that all of that murder rate is going on down in the south side? You mean to tell me that all of these murders are going on down in the south side and all that? And you mean to tell me that you can't find no suspects? You mean to tell me that every time on a holiday there's 100 shootings, 20 people die, but it ain't no suspects? You best believe, man, it is the police doing that shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm telling you, man, I already know, you know what I mean? I'm not going to speak anything to existence, but this video right here is deep. But at the same time, I had to bring it out. You know what I mean? I had to bring it to you, man, because this shit right here is very critical. You best believe that they arranging a lot of these murders, man. They coming up on people on these unmarked vehicles, hopping out looking like regular people, and then killing off our people, stealing our organs, but they blaming on gangs. How in the fuck you gonna drop off all of these daggone guns, but none of that shit is accounted for? You mean to tell me you got all these damn cameras and none of these murders are being accounted for? That's because they don't want to deal with none of that paperwork. But you best believe they are selling our organs on the black market.
Yep.
You feel me? Do the research up on this shit, man. This is deep and it's critical. Yep. You know, so I had to put together this video, man. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you, man.
Really
for
share
real.
my thoughts up on this shit. Light up on the situation, man. You know, I had to feel, you know, I felt the need that y'all really need to hear this going on.
Yes.
Keep on liking and subscribing to my channel. I always appreciate the love. And this is B Miles coming to you live once again from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.
Go show him some love on his channel, y'all. Like, baby, he dropped that shit right.
I'm sure you've heard the saying.
Woo, that was heavy. That was heavy. That was really, really heavy. Wow. Wow. Let me see the comments. I used to be both a correctional officer and certified Filipinos. I left both fields and saw too much evil. I know, tired of the bullshit. Yup. We talked about that. Yup. One love, we had Keep Safe Halloween. A white woman snitched on her cop boyfriend for wearing a fake black mask while he was killing over her in Chicago. Woo! What about a veteran? Who's veterans out here? I know, tired of the bullshit. Who else is a veteran? Well, how do y'all feel when a veteran dies in a police custody and his body returned missing organs? Pix News got something to tell y'all, not me.
What happened?
Rose Palmer says it's been torture since April 9th, 2018. Everett Palmer Jr. was on his way from Delaware to Queens to visit family. He stopped off in York, Pennsylvania to take care of an outstanding warrant having to do with a DUI. 2 days later, his family is told he died in police custody. And now, more than a year later, they still don't know how or why he died.
The information that we were receiving in a very piecemeal style tells us that Everett Palmer was tased. Tells us that Everett Palmer was restrained.
I think he was murdered. That's what I think.
The 41-year-old Army veteran died after an incident, quote, following an excited state, and that he hit his head on the cell door and was restrained. His body was returned to his family, but missing the heart, throat, and brain. It's not unusual for organs to be removed and held after autopsies. However, the family has sought to get samples of the organs so their own pathologist can do testing, but has gotten pushback.
An in-custody death demands a certain level of transparency that has been lacking on behalf of York County.
Methamphetamine toxicity was also cited in the ME's report, but the Palmers say no drugs were on him and he never used meth. The coroner has ruled out death from natural causes and suicide, but the cause of death remains inconclusive. The Palmers are now also seeking any video of Everett while he was in custody. Until they have answers, loved ones say they will have no peace, clinging to their memories of a veteran paratrooper, a son, a brother, and a dad of 2 boys.
We referred to him in the past as a gentle giant. That's what he was.
And my son was a good young man, kind-hearted, loved everyone. And he did. No one deserves this.
York County officials have said they cannot comment because this is an ongoing investigation. Shirley Chan for Pixel 11 News.
Wow. There are shooting people on the street saying a black car pulled. No, but not was caught. Oh, you not? I thought you was tired of the bullshit. I thought you was a veteran. I know somebody was. Mm. Yeah. Mm. What the fuck? Oh. Let's take a look at organ donation process. What happens behind the scene?
Surprisingly high, but no one knows about it.
What really happens there?
Home for Instagram and
Husband mentioned the two survivors continue their recovery after being shot, and that includes 14-year-old Abigail Koff, who doctors first thought was brain dead, causing them to begin planning to time the very detailed steps physicians throughout the country use as the standard.
Okay, here we go.
14-year-old Abigail Koff, who doctors first thought was brain dead, causing them to begin planning to harvest her organs for donation. That was until she miraculously squeezed her mother's hand. As Paula Tutman tells us, this high-profile story has raised some questions about the organ donation process.
So you go there and you say, Mr. Smith, hello.
Right now, you're inside the Henry Ford Simulation Center with the director of the Neurointensive Care Unit, Dr. Panos Varales. He's one of the physicians who literally wrote the book on determining brain death by developing the national standard.
It's tragic because, most of these patients, in essence, have a catastrophic brain injury that happened just like that.
Mark Dance is our technician. Using computer simulations and a mannequin we're calling Sim Smith, we're able to see in real time the very detailed steps physicians throughout the country use as the standard to determine brain death. Mr. Smith is being intubated. That's the tube down his throat to help him breathe. He's being ventilated by the machine that is breathing for him.
Mr. Smith, look at me, please. Look at me over here.
A specific series of tests are done to determine any brain activity.
Give pain on the other side, and then you inject cold water, 60 cc's, in the ear of the patient. And you keep the eyes open and you try to see actually if the eyes move.
You're trying to create discomfort to make them respond.
They are in deep coma, so the way to examine a comatose patient is to try to elicit any responses. Flash a light, and you try to see if the pupils are constricting. If you are brain dead, the eyes are not moving.
The blood gas levels are checked for carbon dioxide. So the level of CO2 has to be 60. So that means the body is collecting CO2. It's not dispelling it.
Right, exactly.
And then Mr. Smith is taken off the breathing machine to see if he can or will breathe on his own.
The machine is breathing, let's say, 10 times a minute. If he's breathing 15 times a minute, he's not brain dead.
In the case of 14-year-old Abigail Kopp, who was shot in Kalamazoo over the weekend,
Abigail was not declared medically brain dead.
she was being assessed for possible organ donation because of the grave nature of her injuries, but was not on her way to having her organs removed. So you can see there is a standard of care as well as a sequence. But you know what? Let's just say that you're a loved one and you're very, very emotional, obviously, and you feel like there's a different level of expertise at a particular hospital or a smaller institution. This is what families can do. They can specifically ask for a neurosurgeon or a neurologist to do at least one brain death examination. They're trained at a very specific level, and that takes all doubt off the table.
Oh,
Paula
yeah.
Tutman,
Okay.
Local 4.
Wow. Woo, that was some good info, y'all. Wow. Yes, that, and I want to get into that also. They're always saying suicide. Always saying suicide, right? Let's get into that. Let's get into that. I saw something that I wanted to show y'all about. There was a drowning, and hold on, let me see if I can find this shit. There was a drowning, and they say it was a drowning, of course. Hold on. How, first instance, how holy they related to Halloween, blood, human sacrifices, age, male or female. Child. Oh boy, guys. You know, Forest, that sounds familiar. As holy people, we should participate at Halloween. Okay. Mm-mm. Let's go back where they said a young man had no organs. Okay, hold on now. And y'all know the story already. Okay. Okay, come on now. Let's get into this. Let's get into this because this shit is deep too. But people don't want to really talk about it like that. They do want to talk about, but who killed him? Who killed him? Who's the killer? Who's the killer? Who's the killer? Who's the killer?
Shout out to everybody that knew better the story was run today. This is what happens when you're boots to the ground. Now, there's another content creator that covered this story, right? And he got it all wrong. This is what happens when you don't live in this country. You don't know the areas that you speak of. For those that are from Illinois, we all know the Bloomington area. Very school there for sports. As far as living there, no. This is Illinois State University campus. That town, that history of Peru, the Bloomington area has a weird history when it comes to black folk. So shout out to you guys that called it from day one, first reported the story. Once again, to that content creator that really fucked up the story and got it all wrong and wanted to blame Cookies and Ray Rays for this young man's murder. Cookies and Ray Rays don't remove organs, okay?
All right, let's listen to what this man has to say about Jelani Day, shall we? I just found this just now. I was looking for something else.
So shout out to everybody that knew better with this story with Jelani Day. This is what happens when you're boots to the ground. Now, there's another content creator that covered this story, right? And he got it all wrong. So this is what happens when you don't live in this country, when you don't know the areas that you speak of. For those that are from Illinois, we all know the Peru, Bloomington area. There are no Pookies and Ray Rays there. They may attend school there for sports, but as far as living there, no. This is the Illinois State University campus. That town, that history of Peru, the Bloomington area, has a weird history when it comes to black folk. So shout out to you guys that called it from day one when we first reported the story. And once again, to that content creator that really fucked up the story and got it all wrong and wanted to blame Pookies and Ray Rays for this young man's murder. Pookies and Ray Rays don't remove organs, okay? Pookies and Ray Rays don't have surgical skills to remove body organs. So here we go. Autopsy reveals key organs were removed from Jelani Day's body. The family of aspiring lawyer Jelani Day is seeking answers after an autopsy revealed more details about the state in which Day's body was found. According to the autopsy obtained by Chicago Times, Day's eyeballs, spleen, brain, and several other key organs were removed from his body. In addition, Day's jawbone was sawed out, and multiple teeth were missing. Does that sound like the work of a Pookie and Ray Ray? I think not. A pathology report explains that Day's organs were completely liquefied. The condition of Day's body adds several more questions to the circumstances regarding his disappearance and death. The Illinois State University graduate was last seen on August 24th at a retail store in Bloomington, Illinois. Nearly 2 days later, People reports that his car was found abandoned near a parking lot in Peru. His clothes were found inside the vehicle, but there was no sign of Day. On September 23rd, police found Day's body floating through the Illinois River. Attorney Hallie Benzer, who represents Day's mother, said that the aspiring lawyer's body had suffered innumerable fish and turtle bites and was maggot infested after spending time in the river. He was in such bad shape, Besner told the Chicago Sun-Times. It was just a heartbreaking story for sure. At this time, the Bloomington Police Department has not publicly identified any suspects in Day's death or revealed a potential motive. As a result, the family remains searching for answers. At this moment, there are more questions than answers surrounding Jelani's disappearance and death, and that is where we will focus our energy at this moment. We do not know what happened to Jelani, and we will not stop until we do. So there it is there. Shout out to you guys. We all knew better. Shame on that other content creator that wanted to turn this story into just clicks and views and want to blame it on fucking Pookies and Ray Rays. This is what the fuck happens. You don't live in this fucking country and you're not connected to the streets and you don't have boots to the ground. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Woo. Okay. Well, Pookie and Ray Ray.
Valuable. Earlier, he refuses to allow Jelani's case to slip through the cracks, vowing to help the family in their search for answers.
Why is this being ignored? It's a case that caught the attention of St. Sabina leader Father Michael Flager.
The more I started to read and listen, I got angry because it seemed to me, from what I've read and what I've learned, and then speaking with his mother, that this boy was killed. Here's this African American woman feeling she hasn't got the help of the local government or law enforcement who are responding to her as if her son's life wasn't valuable.
Earlier this week, the LaSalle County coroner said Day's cause of death is drowning because Day was found in the Illinois River.
Jelani knew how to swim. Doesn't even make sense.
Day's mom tells the I-Team she wanted a third autopsy done to understand how her son died and to be sure that the body found in the river is in fact Jelani. So Father Flager hired local private investigator and forensics expert Sergio Saratella and his team to help this mom get answers.
The first thing we did when we examined the body was look for external signs of trauma. So I'm looking for lacerations, incisions, broken bones, gunshot wounds.
Saratella says while his team did not find any obvious signs of external trauma to the body, he says it's impossible to say there was no harm done at this point.
The fact is, Mother Nature dealt us a very difficult hand. The remains were in water for 11 days, and the river washed away a great deal of forensic evidence. The heat, the water, which accelerated decomposition, and the environment really made forensic investigation very difficult in this case.
Saratella says he has not reviewed the LaSalle County coroner's autopsy, and he prefers it that way so that he can have an objective review of the case. But he says even if the cause of death is drowning, that doesn't tell us how Day drowned or if someone was responsible.
The other thing that I did was obtain DNA samples, and that's used to confirm the identification of the remains.
Saratella says there's one piece of evidence his team is still searching for that could be a game changer in this case. Jelani Day's phone.
With respect to his location, his movement, who he was communicating with, the content of those communications, I really think that if we can find his phone, digital forensics will advance this investigation in a major way.
Now, Saratella tells me he hopes to have DNA results in the next few weeks and will review them to Jelani's mother as soon as they come in. Now, local police departments involved in the case tell the I-Team they are doing everything in their power to help solve this case.
But they're not. Let's get that one. Let's keep it 100. They're not doing a damn thing in Jelani's case at all. Nothing. Yes, dear. It was a whole corroboration, and we're going to get into that this week as well. I'm just trying to gather a few more things up that you sent me, D. And I want to do. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find something for you. I'm trying to find something now. We see a lot of guys, right? A lot of men who are missing organs. Children organs allegedly harvested without permission. So they go for the babies too, right? You did, Kate? All right, I'll look at it. I've been having migraines. That's why I haven't been on paid, I haven't been able to keep my eye open due to my migraine, so we'll talk. I'll look at it, babe. Check this out, y'all.
From State Farm.
Yeah, when I have migraines, I have to close my eyes. It was really bad, guys. It started again this morning also, but it kind of went away. So I said, let me do a live while I could. All right, let's get into this.
But this is like, remove her, remove this. She was 10 years old.
10 years old baby. What did they do?
Did not sign up for this. I knew she had to have an autopsy, but this is like, remove her, remove this. She was 10 years old.
Rebecca Villarreal has questions.
Preserve each lung.
It's about what happened to her adopted granddaughter after she died. 4 days after Elena Castilla died, this memo was sent to the doctor who would perform her autopsy, giving instructions to harvest Elena's organs.
Who are these monsters? These are monsters. Who are these people? I didn't sign no papers. I didn't sign for them to disassemble.
In the letter signed by Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Sam Andrews, it instructs the doctor to preserve the brain, remove the cervical spine, eyes, and lungs, among other things.
It's this. Because this is not all of my baby. Because what I'm reading here, this is on my child right here. Remove flesh and preserve the heart. I don't even have raw heart.
We tried to see copies of these autopsies from the ME's office, but no one returned our call. Elena suffered most of her life from the effects of shaken baby syndrome. Rebecca adopted Elena when she was just 1 year old.
She was a fighter. She got that from grandma.
Rebecca said she was told because of the shaken baby syndrome, an autopsy needed to be done, but she never agreed to organs being harvested.
They literally disassembled my child. She wasn't a manufactured home. She wasn't a toy. She wasn't a doll. She was a person.
It's unknown why Dr. Andrews and the pathology labs requested the organs to be taken out.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. They go after babies too. They just don't give a damn. They don't care. I thought it was first just black people. You know what I'm saying? But damn, she Puerto Rican. You know? He was going to school to become a doctor, a speech pathologist, which is you look into the background of that. They study of what it entitles. They learn about breathing techniques and her husband's. I'm going to read it, Katie. I'm going to read as soon as I finish off of here. So, people, as you see, harvesting is something, organ harvesting is something really, really serious. I think we need to talk about that more and more. I know we talk about missing, we talk about celebrity gossip a little bit. We talk about, but harvesting, do not put that on your license. Just learned a few things by watching a few videos with you guys that I didn't even know. Okay. But the next question is, how do we protect it though? Because if you're deceased, You can't do nothing, right? Well, you seen in the video, the person said if you do want to become a harvest donor, donate it to your family, someone that you trust, your kids, your mother, your wife, your uncle, someone that you trust. If you're going to do that, don't just leave it empty wide like that. You know, people of color and prize the melanin makes us physical super. Don't believe me, just watch Sport of Olympics. There could have been tougher, so what to do. I truly believe the circle involves her family. Really, Katie? I do too. I think it goes even deeper than that. But we will be talking about that also with Jelani Day. Because as you saw, they don't want to talk about his organs were missing. They don't want to focus on that. Why not? Then you should have never put it out there and said it was missing. Because it was missing. So since it was out there, we're going to talk about it. Because that's something serious that people just want to push on the side. Thank you, Kathy B. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. It really does. Guys, we don't want to drag this video on. I'm trying to change a little things when it comes to my YouTube videos and stuff like that. So we're going to close out right now. But I hope everybody takes this and take a look at, think of your surroundings and what you're putting on paper, what you're putting on your license. You know, what you're signing when you're going to the doctor. You know, you heard them say when they cut a toenail, they clip the toenail. Next thing you know, we go to sleep and we ain't got a leg. So it's for me too. It just taught me some shit too that I need to pay attention to. This is real serious stuff, and I'm going to be talking more about this. But I also want to talk about next time, how can we prevent shit like this from happening? Or can we prevent it from happening? And that'll be next probably. And we also have a few other things about Jelani Day that I'm going to be putting together that's also coming up. And a few other things about the police that has murdered in Chicago, Illinois. Not murdered, excuse me. That has armed a lot of females out there in Chicago. So we got some things coming up. You know when I'm usually sick, I come back, and I come back. I come with something for y'all. You feel what I'm saying? I try to do things that the internet don't really talk about. You feel me? Or that you don't really hear in society, period. You know. So this is very important. Please, please, please watch what you're signing in the doctor's office. Fuck, even with your own family. Be aware of everything. You have to. Your family will sell your damn kidneys if they need it, don't they? Watch what's around you and pay attention. This shit is serious. And that's another thing. Sacrifice is something that we're going to be talking about too. Thank you, D. I'm glad you said that word, because next on our list, besides Jelani and the organ trafficking, sacrificing celebrities, we're gonna be talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Okay, yes. I found some shit out, y'all. And who, baby, let me tell you, it's just scary. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna be talking, all right? So I'm gonna shut it down for now, but everyone have a blessed day. Let me get them thumbs up. I appreciate it. I love you, Brooklyn Squad, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon. I think I'm gonna start doing this every 1 o'clock would be the time now. What do you think? How is 1 o'clock for you guys? Let me ask y'all something. Time stamped. What y'all thinking? Thank you, tired of the bullshit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss V. Miss V's here. Miss V, That video, girl. I've been watching your videos half the day. I ain't gonna front. I love it. No, when you put that dog video, I hope you making those things. That's gonna be some merchandise you making, because I fell in love. I think I played that video like 100 times or whatever. Listen, I ain't no stalker, but I love good shit when I see it. Shout out to Miss V, man. She doing her thing on them shorts. Okay? That shorts is where it's at. I'm trying my best, Miss V. I'm trying, and I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. My migraines was kicking my ass, Miss V, for 2 days, man. When I tell you, I couldn't even go to the emergency room because I knew they wasn't going to be able to do nothing. You know what I mean? Perfect 1 o'clock. Your husband has it. You better tell my brother to take that off his license. D, shit. All right, I'm glad y'all enjoyed the content. I'm really glad. Soon we'll get better light in here. Thanks to Kathy B. You know, the piece of short. Stop playing with Miss V, right, Kathy? No, that shit was dope because when I went on her short, right? A minute later, as soon as I got off her short, that shit blew up. I said, am I saying things? But she did a short about the doggy. The doggy. She played the DMX. I was done. I was done. I wrote something in it. Read what I wrote, Miss V. I love it. I gotta stop. When I saw the doggy short, I turned off the fuck my phone. I said, I'm done with her. She didn't hit the market on this one. Hot damn. I'm loving it. I be happy for people, y'all. It gets me excited and it strives for me to do better also. You understand what I'm saying? Never hate on somebody because they doing good. Lift them up when you see them doing good. Be proud of them. Because I've seen Miss V when she was in a dark place, and that's how we got more connected. So I'm very happy of her right now, and I'm very proud of her. Okay? So everyone have a blessed, what's today, Wednesday? I will see y'all tomorrow with some more content. Love you guys. Bye, Brooklyn Squad. I'm out. Gotta work on some more content for my channel, y'all. And some other things. Bye. Mwah.
Hey, Brooklyn Squad.